I feel like making a video and I guess just talking about like how I've been feeling lately. And yeah, I feel a lot of weird and like confusing emotions that I can't really place. So I feel like it's best for me to just talk through it and journal through a video diary. So I feel like lately I've been thinking, I think I've just been a little self conscious lately and thinking about the ways that I can uh, just be better and do more, or like put more effort into the things that I care about. And I guess specifically, excuse me, I've been kind of feeling like this weird pull between feeling like I'm not really enough in some ways and then feeling like I'm too much in other ways. And specifically, I think I've been thinking about, I guess, like my friendships and how much time and energy I end up putting into those with my friends. And then just kind of how over the past year, almost year, I've put so much time and energy into like being better at being productive and being better at like expressing my drive to, I guess, just be able to like manage my life. Like, I have struggled so much with being productive and keeping up with all the things that I know that I like have to do and the things that I want to do too. And with really starting to take it seriously over the past year and just become a lot better at juggling these things and being responsible and being consistent with like just taking care of my space, being consistent with trying to be more active, being consistent with eating well, and these things that are like disciplined behavior, like to live a disciplined lifestyle. Like that stuff is really important to me, and I've always really wanted to like feel like I'm managing that. And for the past year, I've just constantly been like fine tuning my routine and like trying to get this stuff on track because it's important to me. And like personally, I feel like if I have the basics down and if the basic things that I have to do on a regular basis are not stressing me out, then I can actually take time and worry about bigger things and worry about things that actually like benefit my life and change my life, I guess. I feel like I'm being very vague, but if I can get down the basics of, okay, actually getting to bed and getting enough sleep, actually making time to water my plants and take care of them and make sure those things are in order, make sure that my food is prepared and make sure that my laundry is put away and make sure that my bed is made, make sure that my space is kept together. With those little things, if I'm like proficient in managing those, then I actually might be able to like do well in a career. Then I might actually be able to take on more things and like be more physically active, and I might actually be able to maintain all these other things that I want to do, but I really need to focus on the very basics that like are a necessity for every single day. And I put so much time into that. It's a long way of saying like I have put a lot of time and effort into growing and being responsible over the past year, and I feel successful in that, and I am proud of that. I will say like I am extremely incredibly proud of the routine and all of the stability that I have these days. But all of that requires so much dedication and so much time and effort that have I kind of willfully neglected my friendships, and kind of willfully like I just kind of told my friends like I just do not have time, like, which was the truth with working as much as I was working over the past year, and also on top of that studying for my real estate license. It just was so time consuming, and I just didn't have any time to maintain all my friendships in the way that I really wanted to. So that kind of meant that I didn't really do anything. Barely talked to my friends, hardly saw them in this past year. And genuinely, that makes me feel very guilty. And I feel like I've been kind of like, there's a reason, and there's like solid reason why I cannot spend that much time. Oops. But I've also been making excuses, and I've also been just kind of brushing it off where it's just like, well, they'll be there. But I think all the time that I missed from my friendships are, I mean, it I'm sure has made an impact in some of my friendships, and it's time that I can't get back to actually deepen some of my friendships and be there for moments for my friends. And I mean, it all is just making me feel really like I feel like crappy. I do feel guilty, and I feel like I am afraid that I've changed so much, and I haven't realized it. And I think I've gone so much time without like being present in my friendships that I feel like I've almost lost the like connection, I guess. Not quite. Like I just feel like I totally lost the plot, and I totally don't realize just how important it is to make the time to do that just as much as I'm making the time to have a like more consistent workout routine. Like this stuff is important to my health, but also I recognize when I was speaking with my therapist last week that social health, that's not really a thing, but like I kind of thought about it in the way where it's like I need to be healthy socially as well. And she asked me about it, and I mentioned like, well, I just think it means that I need to be aware of what's going on in like the society and like sensitive to certain things, but I also need to like nurture my connections that I have with people, because I think personally most all people are like, well, all people kind of like thrive on connection. Like we're social creatures, but me personally also like, especially me, and especially people like me who just enjoy being around people and having connections with people and stuff like that. But since I've been neglecting that for so long, I feel that like that's an area that I really like. I need to switch gears, and I need to just take a minute and realize where I've been falling short. And I've been feeling the like guilt, and I've been feeling the bad feelings about it, where I feel like I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I should have like done things in a different way. But now I recognize that it's an issue, and I want to be better at it. And generally, like that's something that's been weighing on me. I think also what I was saying, where it's like, sort of, I guess, like, I don't really feel explicitly like I'm not good enough and I'm too much, but that's the closest thing that I can tie this feeling to. I think I mostly just feel like I feel misunderstood to some extent. I feel like I I guess I'll explain why and try to like not focus so much on the feelings. When I'm realizing that the places that I want to get to and the things that I value and the things that I want to achieve and have achieved requires so much time and so much energy put into it. I recognize that like it I've learned that it takes a level of consistency. I'm sorry if you can hear my laptop absolutely heaving. Like I just don't know why it's breathing so heavy right now. When I'm thinking about like I want to have a certain level of success, and I want to be able to achieve certain things for myself. There's a certain like level of freedom financially and everything that I just envision for myself. And I know that it's possible, but I just also know that it requires so much effort. And I'm trying to say, like, the amount of effort that I feel like I have to put in on a regular basis is just the beginning steps. Like, it's just the practice for if I want to be a real estate agent and I want to be someone who is on social media and I'm making money from both of those things. Like these are independent things. There's no one who is your employer who is like scheduling and doing all these things and kind of like simplifying it for you to do the task. It's like a lot of this work is independent. and it's like completely based on your drive and completely based on your hunger to get that stuff, to like create that stuff, and I guess like just to make it happen. And so knowing that like that's something that I recently figured out that I want to do, those like careers, but I also just want to be like a very well managed and responsible and like structured person because I naturally feel like I'm leaning to that. So I want to just like sharpen that skill even more. I guess what I'm trying to say is, oop, hopefully not a pop up. Knowing all I want out of life takes so much time and dedication. Is really difficult for me to feel like I can relate to many people. And I guess I'll give an example. If I'm saying like, sorry, I can't go out this weekend because on Saturday I need to not be hungover and I actually don't want to get like 4 hours of sleep because that's an entire day that I'm missing, and I need to do certain things with my days that I'm not working, such as laundry, cook, grocery shop, clean the house, clean and or like take my dog out and like spend time with her. Like certain things where it's like, yeah, that's just responsibility. But it's like I genuinely have built this like desire to have that stuff in order so that it makes the rest of my week and the rest of my life make sense. Because if all these other challenges are going to come up, I had better make sure that the little things are in order because I don't want to crash out over something unexpected because I like can barely handle like the small things. So I guess I'm trying to say like when I feel like I'm not on a typical path like most people around me in a way, it makes me feel like I'm doing too much, and it makes me feel like I'm too particular about things, or it makes me feel like I've aged myself or I'm taking things too seriously. But it's like I don't know, like I really just want to have a certain level of success for myself, and it just requires so much out of me. So I have to do this stuff right now, and I have to put in this effort and like take this thing seriously for myself right now because I mean, I can't even imagine what it's going to take for me to be a really successful real estate agent, or I can't even imagine what it's going to take if any job or whatever skill I was doing. I just know that I want to perform well and I want to be like doing it to my best, to the best of my ability, and like actually do it so well that it changes my life. Like, so I know that it just requires so much work. And that's why I have to say, like, no and be strict with myself now because, like, that's just what it requires. Like, I don't really fully understand, but I know that I need to be disciplined, I guess. And so it's really difficult for me to feel like I'm not doing too much. You know, I guess if I were to say, like, if most people in my environment were interested in pursuing like this path, this one specific path that does require you to have your ducks in order, but it's not really as like high achieving, it just makes me feel bad because I'm doing something different from them and I'm not really trying to like categorize myself differently. It's just this is what I care about for me. If any of that made sense. Struggling to really like make like sense of the feelings that I'm having, but I have been feeling very like outside and very othered, and the amount of time and dedication that I want to and that I feel like I have to put into certain things, it isolates me from most people and it makes me feel like I'm not really understood by most around me. Or I also, this is kind of a different topic, but I feel like I've also sheltered myself in, and I feel like I've also kind of put myself in an echo chamber because I already have this assumption that like, okay, people just don't understand. Yeah, I do need to be particular and I do need to like have things orderly and have things structured because like that just brings calmness to me and it brings stability and it helps me to knock out larger, like more tedious things. So feeling like I'm already kind of like, yeah, you just wouldn't get it. Like, I just don't really feel like most people get it, but I'm also afraid of being misunderstood. And so I feel like let me slow down. Let me figure out how to say this. I think I'm saying, like, with my friends specifically, I feel like I haven't spoken to my friends in a long time, and I haven't because busy and then also not really managing my time well enough to check in regularly. So when I do check in with my friends and I do end up talking to them, I end up not really wanting to share much of what's been going on if it's something that is kind of like a complaint or something that I'm kind of not like happy about or I'm struggling with, because half the time I really don't want to ever complain. Like, I don't like to complain, and I don't love when other people complain either. And so I end up getting into my own head, and I'm like, no, if I only end up talking to my friend about like what's been going on negatively, what's bad, what I'm really pissed off about or whatever, I'm just going to be a negative Nancy and I'm going to be complaining, and I want to enjoy this time that I have with them because I'm not going to see them for another few months. So I don't end up liking to talk much about myself negatively. So that's one thing. And then I end up not wanting to talk about the positives either because I don't want to feel like I'm bragging. So I end up not really, I feel like I end up not sharing much about myself and not talking to my friends about like a full picture of like, yeah, things haven't been great because of this, but also I don't want to just be like, well, I'm really proud of like, my sleep schedule. Like, I'm really proud of how responsible I've been being. And I feel like so adult and everything like that. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. Because literally, like, yeah, like that's how I feel like it's going to be taken. And that's how I feel like I'm constantly monitoring myself, where it's just like, okay, and like, it just, I meal prep. Okay. Like, I just don't want to feel like I'm like, I don't know how to put it. It just feels so weird. And that's why I'm having such a conflict, because it's like all this stuff looks picture perfect, where it's like all of my meals are like lined up for the week. They're all in like these cute glass containers. Like, I have all of my things packed up neat and tidy. But it's like, yeah, I actually do, because like I like that, and that really does help me like make the little things easier. If I can have every meal ready and just pull it out the fridge and eat it, wow, think of everything else that I can accomplish because I don't have to worry about that. But from the outside, I feel like it almost feels like bragging, because I don't want to feel like I'm seen as having everything so put together and I'm so extra and I'm so just like particular about things. But that's just that like seesaw that I'm on of like, well, I really care about this, and so I've put time into making sure that this is together. But then I don't want to be seen as like I take myself too seriously. And then it ends up also being, like I said, I don't end up sharing things about where it's like, oh my gosh, like my bed is dirty, it's unmade, my sheets haven't been washed. Like, I don't remember my desk. I'm not recording on my desk today because there's hair products on my desk because I was doing my hair and I haven't had the chance to clean it up and finish doing my hair. And the clothes in the closet and all this stuff. And it's like I don't end up sharing that because even then I feel like I'm just like, woe is me. Oh, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm so stressed out. And I don't want to complain about it because it's like, to me, it just ends up being like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I'm not feeling too strongly about it, so I don't even really feel like it's worth talking about. And so then I don't end up talking about it. I think this ties into another point in which it's different because of social media. All roads lead back to social media. I feel weird, I guess, because obviously, like, I want to be successful on social media in some regard. Where it's like, okay, I actually do enjoy recording YouTube videos, and I do enjoy, like, doing outfit videos and stuff like that. And to some regard, I enjoy engaging with people about these things. I don't enjoy all aspects of social media, and that's why I've been off of it. I've been off of Instagram for so many months, and I'm so much happier. But I am missing out, and I do feel very boomer-ish. Like, I feel very, very, like, dumb. It's not to say that boomers are dumb, but I feel, like, very Like, I just don't understand what like is going on or what's funny or like anything anymore. But with being off of social media, not even being off social media, I'm sorry, with wanting to be like popular on social media in a way, like by like from being myself and from like talking about the things that I care about or talking about things that are like important to me, I'm sorry, like sort of playing into like the influencer ecosphere. Like, I don't know. Let me rephrase this so that I'm actually making an ounce of sense. Given that I want to like benefit and profit from being on social media, is really hard to feel like anything that I do that's sort of aligned with being successful on social media isn't like a ploy to like appear perfect and appear like polished and everything like that. Certain things that I will do, I kind of would feel weird about recording it because it's like, okay, I am not doing this because it's the popular and right thing to do on social media. This actually is something that I just value and I take seriously myself. So with the meal prepping, it's like that's a big popular thing. Like if you are a person who like has their shit together so much to be able to like afford like groceries, like nice groceries, good, healthy, fresh groceries or whatever, and also prep them and also have time to like do this and put them in fancy containers and everything like that. That seems like almost a luxury, and that seems like something that you would kind of flex and you would brag about. And so I like refrain from showing that, and I refrain from even like talking about it with my friends because I don't want to seem like I'm taking myself too seriously and that I'm perfect. And so it's like that is a conflict that I feel with myself too, because I just don't feel like there's just a certain part of me where I'm always feeling like I'm like too much, not enough, doing something wrong. Like I'm always like feeling weird most times. And so it's like it's difficult with me wanting to be sort of like on social media in a way because I don't want to I just don't want to be misunderstood. And I worry about it because I don't want to have people only have one image of me or one idea of me when I'm just as complex of a person as anybody else is, and just as imperfect and full of flaws as a person that everybody else is. And so I've just been feeling like nervous, I guess, about that, and about getting on social media again, and about just like talking about the successes and the positive things that I have learned over the past few months and over the past few years, how I've gotten better at them because I care about them and because I value them. It's really hard because no one sees like the constant hiccups and the constant failures and the constant moments of like, I'm learning and I'm getting better and this is a revelation because now I'm going to do this differently. No one really can see that from a 40-second clip of you like being productive and having your shit together seemingly. But there's a lot of like trial and error behind the things that I do. So yeah, I feel like I lost the connecting thing. I lost like how to connect this to what I was talking about a few minutes ago, but I do just feel really like most of my feelings are connected to what I've always felt, which is worrying about being misunderstood or people misinterpreting what I actually care about or what I'm actually trying to do. I think I worry about being on social media too because it's such a competitive landscape. It's just woven into how social media is made, is to be better than the next person, prettier than the next person, whatever than the next person, and I don't love that. So it's difficult to have my own little file, my own little place that I like have myself and not interact with somebody else's stuff and then also compare myself. I also worry about being on social media because I think, like I'm saying with the misinterpretation thing, I worry that I won't be able to see if I'm changing or something like that, or if I'm like being impacted by like the popularity of it all. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm unconsciously doing something because I know that it's going to be popular, or I'm unconsciously like setting something up because I know that it's going to be like more like it's going to get more views, or it's going to be more like interesting or something like that. And I feel like it's very easy to do that because you'll just see how someone started off being like more normal, and then over time you see in their videos that they're just so like obnoxiously fake, or doing something that's like, I don't know. It's just doing something that they might even want to do, but it's just weird because it's just people just, it's just so many people and there's so many eyes on you, and so it's like I also worry about just like being disliked because there's so many people. There's just a lot of potential for someone to see me and be like, I don't like this bitch. And so it's like I don't really want to deal with that either. But that's just a part of like being social in any way, is that there's a potential for someone to not like you that much. And so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's a common thread between all of the things that I've talked about so far. I just kind of feel weird. I feel like I know that my friends know me, and I know that even in these videos, when I try to talk about what I'm feeling and I try to talk about my thoughts, like I hope I'm giving, I know that I'm giving one of the most clear, like, previews of who I actually am and what I actually think about and what I actually, like, feel. And I feel like I haven't I struggle with realizing that, especially with my friends though, because I don't like talk to them super often. And when I do, it's never really about like me. I never really go because I never really want to just talk about me. I kind of want to leave space because I don't want to always feel like I'm talking about myself. And I want my friends to feel like they have space where they can just talk about them and it doesn't have to be about me. Because I used to struggle with that where I was like, am I relating something that they just said to myself way too much? And I'm somehow always figuring out how to talk about me. But it's like, no, you're literally just engaging in conversation and you're just sharing something about you that connects to what they were saying. And I struggle with that a lot. But yeah, I think I just need to recognize that I try to be I literally, it's not even a being myself. I'm literally just recording exactly what I think. And I'm not doing anything that's like false in these videos or on my pages or anything like that. Anything that I record or anything that I upload is exactly how I feel and exactly what I think. So it's like, I just need to recognize that if someone misinterprets something, or if like I'm just doing what the only thing that I can do, and that's literally just being. I'm just being. I'm not trying to do or be anything else. I'm just being exactly like, so exactly like what I am, I guess. And being exactly who I am. So I guess like I need to recognize that if I were to talk to my friends, I do need to try to be more like open to talking about things that, even if I've already gotten over it, like crashing. I didn't crash my car. Somebody crashed into my car and my car got totaled. And I don't have a car anymore. I was upset about it for a few days. And I was just like, it is what it is. Like, I can't go to the insurance companies and be like, give me my car back. Like, this was my first car. It just is what it is. I will just figure it out, kind of, and do what I can. And just because I kind of already got over that and I don't want my friends to pity me, doesn't mean that I shouldn't at least talk to them about it. I should. And I should mention it. And I should say, like, it's okay. Like, I'm fine about it. But, like, this did just happen. And I don't think that that means that I'm complaining about it. But I do think that it's worth sharing. Because if I can give my friends, and just if I'm going to be doing social media, like, based on who I am and based on what I do in my life, I just think I need to give a more rounded understanding of like who I am, like with the things that I'm proud of and with the things that I'm struggling with, where it's like I just feel like I'm not doing well with managing my space. And that's something where if I only showed the times where my room was perfect and I only recorded when I felt the prettiest and I only like came on here when I was doing the best, then that's just fake. That's fake as fuck. So, yeah, I don't know. There is really no conclusion to the end of this video. I think I just needed to like like vomit that up and get it off of my like body, because I just don't feel like keeping it all here and only putting videos out when it's like I'm in perfect order and perfect tip top shape is gonna do me any good, or is gonna do what I'm trying to do on social media any good, or is gonna do my friendships and my relationships any good. So yeah. I guess that's it. I'm probably gonna go try to do some more stuff on my to-do list, because my to-do list is pretty long for today, because I was very tired yesterday, so I didn't do anything. And even though I don't want to do all this stuff, I really don't want to do anything today. I think I'm going to try to get a few more things done, and then maybe just sit down and watch a movie or something. I don't know. But honestly, that's it. Thank you for watching my video, and you'll probably see more of me real soon if you come back to my channel.